Prime Minister struggled to pronounce the name of a life-saving coronavirus drug in his latest gaffe. Boris Johnson stumbled about 6 times as he tried to say Tocilizumab live on air in tonight's Downing Street. Determined to get it right, he appealed for help from England's Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty, asking what's the name of that drug again. The PM grinned sheepishly as he butchered the name of the drug. He then spent a considerable part of the briefing distracted by the name of the breakthrough treatment, after pausing to ask, what's the name of that drug again, Chris? Tocilizumab, Professor Whitty tells him before muttering quietly, it doesn't matter. Mr. Johnson asks, say again? Tocilizumab, replies Professor Whitty. The PM then repeatedly he says, Tocizzy, we're going to get this right. Toczulu, is it toczulumab? Something like that, Professor Whitty replies. Tocilizumab folks, the PM declares, after calling it Tocizzy again. Determined to trot out the correct pronunciation again, Mr. Johnson tells the press briefing, Tocilus. Okay. Good. The NHS last week revealed the success of a clinical trial involving the use of the arthritis drug on coronavirus. The drug is being hailed as a life-saving treatment, especially when used alongside dexamethasone. Death rates of patients who received tocilizumab fell by 15%, and at even higher rates when used alongside dexamethasone, the first drug previously shown to save lives of COVID patients. The combination reduced deaths by a third in patients who remained conscious but needed oxygen support. And when used on patients in a coma on a ventilator, then death rates were reduced by almost half. The gaffe-prone PM, who has perfected his bumbling persona as a political trademark, has delivered some memorable daily Downing Street briefings. Mr. Johnson briefly spoke French during a briefing last May in answer to a question about whether his lockdown communications were too. At the time, he was under fire over the government's stay alert messaging. After noting France had used a similar slogan, he rattled it off in French, adding, I'm sure everybody knows. In September, he got into a muddle over his own lockdown rules. The PM was told tier restrictions were proving confusing for people first affected by the system that was rolled out first in England's north. After a junior minister admitted she did not know whether household mixing bans also applied to outdoor environments in the northeast, Mr. Johnson struggled to make things. After he was asked to clarify what the rules were, the PM mixed up the household ban with the after he was labeled grossly incompetent by Labour's Rayner, he apologised and issued a clarification.